Eminem is in the hood. Eminem,
What up, big boy?
welcome back to the neighborhood, man. Pleasure to see you in the neighborhood once again, fam.
Thanks, man. I'm glad I could come through.
Thank you. But yeah, we did. Hey, man, did you miss us any Eminem?
A little bit.
A little bit.
Just a little
Nah.
bit, man.
Nah, not really.
Not slightly?
Nah, of course I did. Come on, man.
Hey, man, let me ask you this, though, Em. Being away from the game for a little bit, man, did you still have an ear in hip-hop, or were you just kind of separated from listening to music, also with recording music?
Nah, I mean, well, I was kind of in and out. I had a really bad case of the swine flu for 4 years.
Really though?
No, my ear was always there. You know, I would listen to like what was going on in hip hop as far as like, you know, I kind of feel you on the drought thing.
Yeah.
You know, like it did feel a little stagnant for a couple years to me, you know, a couple years ago. But, you know, it just seemed like, I don't know, hip hop went through a couple years of a phase where it just like, it seemed like everybody only really cared about the beat and the hook and the club. Do you know what I mean?
At one point, Em, were you thinking about, and not just from, you know, personal problems or just, you know, being caught up in other things, man, but at any point were you thinking like, man, I think I'm kind of done with hip hop. Like, I don't even want to get back in if this is either what we're doing or I'm just not feeling that right now.
Well, it wasn't so much what, you know, what I felt like, where rap was going or anything like that, as far as like, I guess how I felt about rap, like other rappers or anything like that. It was just like how I felt about myself personally. Like I mean, I was going through a lot of personal things at the time, so it was like there were many times where I felt like I wanted to put the mic down. You know, I went through a bunch of different phases, and then I'd be like, nah, I still want to do it. I still want to do it. And then, you know, I had a really horrible case of writer's block for like probably pushed about 3 years, where literally I could write stuff, but it wasn't me. It wasn't anything that I felt good about. You know what I mean? And then, you know, to make matters worse, you know, I did feel like hip hop was kind of going through a drought. But, you know, also at the same time, I felt like, you know, there were certain artists. Did I just say artists?
Yes.
I did.
Yes, I did. Okay.
What about
delete
your pass?
No, there were certain artists that were out that you know, over the past few years that really got better, as you know what I mean, like Lil Wayne.
Yeah.
You kind of watched him, you know, when he first came out. I've said this before, but when he first came out, you could see the potential, and you could kind of see where it was gonna go. But he just got like, to me, Lil Wayne got dope out of nowhere. You know what I mean? Like, it just happened really fast. You know what I mean? And just, you know, within the last couple of years, like artists like him and Kanye kind of crept up, like, you know, from his first album to the progress that he's made, you know, to now. And T.I., man, I mean, I had a few studio sessions with him where it was like, you know, we did a couple records together, and I was just like, wow, this dude, I mean, with this last album that he put out, man, he did it.
Hey, man, going into the album Relapse, how did that feel? Like, when you say you had writer's block, there was a slump. I remember reading where you were saying things got, like, real dark, and you were recording things that was kind of depressing and just in a sad state. How did it feel getting back in the booth, man, when you felt like, okay, Dr. Dre is clicking, I'm back to clicking, we doing these songs per day? How did that feel getting back in the booth for Eminem, and when did you know that it was solid Eminem getting back in?
Oh my God, it was like busting my first all over again.
Yes.
It was, I don't know if I can say that.
No, you can't, but I mean, you know.
Okay.
We'll make it right.
Let me just say, oh my God, it was crazy. No, it felt great, man. It was like, I mean, you know, the biggest part of my, you know, being able to, I guess, write again or rap again or whatever was, you know, getting sober. You know what I mean? Like, once I did that, my mind started to clear up, and I could think like me again. I could, you know, I started acting like me. I was me again, you know?
Hey, man, did you ever feel like, or did you ever question, like, could I come back to this thing called hip-hop because it's moving so fast? Were there any times that you questioned, not your abilities, but, like, am I ready to get back in? Would they accept me back in? Or is hip-hop even ready for Eminem to step back in?
I went through all them thoughts. I went through, you know, every day I was going through things in my head, just like, it pretty much exactly what you said, like all the above, like everything. Like you know, I heard things like if M comes back, he's got to reinvent himself. If he, you know, like he's got to just do something different. And you know, I would sit and kind of dwell on those things and like, you know, do I need to reinvent myself? Do I need to, you know, let me ask Dre. And then every time I would ask Dre, he would say, yo, people want to hear you lose your mind again.
Relapsing stories right now, Eminem in Big Boy's Neighborhood.